Hello. Okay. Gosh. I'm going to get better at tolerating light even when I'm not jazzed about it. That's better. Okay, so I'm doing the reader again. Doing their This Week in History section. I might have deleted the ones I actually did the reader review on. I didn't check. I was told a professor I had been dying of cancer, and I hope she's fine. And I wanted to enroll in her class actually in the summer, for the fall, or in the summer for the summer. And I couldn't find her name in the section she taught, so I thought, oh, she passed. And and so I deleted those because I didn't want that to be out there when it wasn't true. Because then I looked for the spring and her name was there, and I was like, oh, well, wonderful. Because what I was saying about her was that her classes were amazing, and her attention to detail and like her requirement for detail was just like what I missed from like honors classes in high school, and having that like engagement and having what like I did at home actually matter when I went to school, because there are other people to engage with it on. And yeah, so it's great news. She's still alive teaching, because her classes are the best thing about this university has been her classes. Cultural geography. That was the first class I took with her. So it was thinking of groups in terms of like culture and like just the slightly different perspective it asked of you to have for the world, but still having very relevant things like analyzing like beliefs or like practices with boundaries. And then just goddamn, there's no other way to say it. The detail of the class was awesome. I'm a devil for the details, is what I'll say about myself. And I love taking time on the details. 12 Angry Men is one of my favorite movies, and I need to watch it again this winter. And so is The Godfather. Just like, so I love long form podcasts. It's my jam. Sometimes it's too distracting though, because I'll overdo it with understanding something. So I'm taking a fun break with all that and doing This Week in History, which is like ads and newspaper articles from like 1800s, early 1900s Duluth and the Twin Ports area, mainly Duluth. Is it all the Duluth Herald? Okay, it looks like it's all from the Duluth Herald. Okay, so Duluth Herald, 1800s, early 1900s. And they just have a unique assortment. We've been a really, I guess, cultural, geography-wise, diverse and ever-changing city, region. Gosh, excuse me. Okay. So the ad I really liked reads, G. Whitaker, 88 citizens of Duluth who never used. Okay, let me tell you, this is 1902, by the way. G. Whitaker, 88 citizens of Duluth who never used gas before, in the month of October alone, expressed a desire to, quote, help make it 90C, and are now using it, period. We sold 325 lamps in October. period. I don't know why, but it's like one of my favorite things in in the world of commerce is when I order a package from Amazon and it's from like I love like the smaller like Asian Chinese companies that have like their own really cute like packaging and the whole bit, and it comes with like a place card that's like remember us and blah blah blah, and it like the phrasing of it will be um like their best translation or the one they wanted to use, and it's like the cutest like fucked up English phrase, but they're all like unique treasures to me. And so this whatever ethnic group this was translating American Duluth culture at the time, and there were tons, um, like ones you wouldn't think like Norwegians would come here and they would be told how to dress and they would change because they didn't want to not be American. Same with like Swedish people because they actually dress like super colorful, really intricate patterns, like funny hats, um, shoes, stockings, like way diverse. Like the American textile industry would like send out pamphlets and scouts to cities that were getting in massive amounts of immigrants in like the 1900s, and Duluth is one of those. And they would say like, "That's not American. Don't wear that," and that's how they would then get them to buy like mass-produced base textiles, like cotton. So whoever ran the cotton industry in America at the time, because if you think about it, where is like our like Norwegian, Swedish local textile industry? Because there are so many individual craftspeople and like people who have heritage and that mastery. But it'd be awesome if that expanded, because they were immediately told like, stop dressing your unique, beautiful way. Wear this smock. so, um, so I think of like early propaganda and ads because Duluth has the most millionaires per capita square footage in the whole world, at this point still, even though it's tapering after whatever stock market crash was in 1893. I don't know if that's the date, but I think it is. And so propaganda is abound, ads are abound. A lot of politics is happening in the area. Yeah, I think Teddy Roosevelt had a place you'd come visit. Maybe his uncle, or there's a beautiful apartment building that one of the Roosevelt family members built. It is a true beauty. Still standing, like super intact. And then I think they had another house here. Kennedy came through a lot. Anyway, so propaganda for commerce, like normal ads, but then also like political and like all the mixing in between. So this G. Whitaker one, it just doesn't make sense. It's almost like, is this the kind of sarcasm at the time? Like, G. Whitaker, these people who 88 citizens of Duluth who never used gas before wanted to make it 90 citizens, and now 90 citizens are using it. We sold 325 to these 90 citizens. Like, was there some kind of like union debate with like lamp oil, where like one part of the lamp producers was like, "Oh, look at 325 to 90. We sold this exact number and we put it in print. G. Whitaker." Like, I don't know what the drama is. They don't tell you. They let you infer what the drama is. There's this concerning one, only because I'm still studying the tragedy of child trafficking in America. And that's like that this 100 years, especially, So also, of course, the winters used to be so much more cold, and your child would need to walk to school, hills, So, obviously, it's meant just to keep kids warm. Boys chinchilla overcoats. Also, like, what the fuck? $4.95 wool lined. Was $7.50 on sale for $4.95. This is 1912, the year the Titanic sunk. So it's just like all those little boys that were gonna come to Duluth for the winter. Their coats. Sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think I had a relative die on the Titanic. Probably. Or just in 1912 in New York, like when the Titanic was coming. I don't remember. I would love to get like family documents, and I plan to reach out to like second and third cousins, and that will be better anyway because we're talking about like our great grandparents. So, because I would like to know the relation or the correlation, and just like the story, really. And I love that the reader did this because I was just reading the history of like world history of gays. And I love it because we definitely don't debate it as much, and especially people who like identify that way. Like you guys aren't debating history at all, and you should be. And there's so much art history, like with portraits, like early America. You can see the sort of like indulgence where it's like the Pope can never know what we do now. Like that sort of resurgence of this. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, and I haven't come across the part in the book, but I'll look for it. If it's more like that person's orientation in early America, or the desire to control both a woman and a male. Because in the like early American portraits, and as I evolve, like I'll definitely come back on this topic and find like this series of paintings I'm talking about to show. I bet you screen sharing is easy, but I don't know like copyright laws and stuff, so we'll wait. But it's like it's early American portrait. It's a man and his wife. So like portrait, like wife sitting in front, man behind sort of bit, but like cherry blossom, like Washington portrait, like en vogue portraits, not like cold Midwesterner, like farmer portraits, like early, like late 1700s, like fancy fucking Benjamin Franklin portraits. And speaking of Benjamin Franklin, and then there's like this man like doing like a cute little like early Instagram pose to the left of the husband. And then the husband is like side eyeing this man doing like a little like, hey, sir. And then the woman is like, not like it's a divide of this married woman and then what's happening in the eye contact part of this painting. And there's a couple of them like that. So I think for the married man, I don't think it because of like the kitschy vibe of the paintings. I think that it was both a fad of like orientation and this is who I am, but then also a fad of this is how I control or influence society. And in fact, I wonder what I'll read about it. Anyway, so The Reader, and I haven't read it yet, so I won't review it, but it's Minnesota's long history of drag, and it's a bunch of old-timey performance photographs of drag in Minnesota in the early 1900s. Super awesome. Oh, we have a 1885. Just gorgeous. I wish like the art and like the fashion part would come back. I wish like They had like a fashion house that actually like made the clothing, you know. Put a bit of elbow grease back into the glory of it all. Oh my god. They should do like a tribute to that era and get like the lace and like the crushed velvet. The furs, the real furs. Raccoon coats. What? 1922. So what they also do is they'll do this day. So it's November 14th. Well, days of the week that the paper's from. But today, November 14th. Brilliant. Raccoon coats. Oh, you're paying a bit for one. $210? $250? The fuck? Who's buying a raccoon coat? You got a boy's chinchilla coat, $495. $4.95. Same time you have a raccoon coat. Sale, $165. Others $200 to $325. All worth 50% more. These people created inflation in 1922. They're guilty. Sandler Fur Shop, you're guilty. That's propaganda that creates inflation. We can't tolerate that thing in 1922. Coolidge would have. Now I'm picturing Coolidge in a raccoon coat and in tears, drowning in this oil that has been so parsed and chipped away that it has been made sure that in 1 month it stayed the same price and got that exact number of customers to commit to buying it for a full year. I think is the G. Whitaker ad. God. And Duluth kind of has this vibe today. So that's why I think when there's all this money here, like these millions of dollars buying for control of the world, you have like a barter partnership in the Great Lakes, the largest freshwater settlement in the world, the most expansive, the most promising for the future because it's settled in the north by like a free country and like a not at all populated country. And you imagine that those clashings, those parties, like petty things to get customers, especially as they slowly started to fall after that stock market crash. Man. Okay. Hudson seal. I don't know what that is. Gnarly. Marlin collar and cuffs. $295. Well, good. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Just for the... I don't have a problem with either of those animals being used. I have a problem with somebody who would conduct business this way, doing it just for the marlin collar, throwing away the marlin, everything else. And then the seal as well, just doing it for the skin, not using the blubber, like the bones. That's the problem I have, not the use of the animal themselves. In fact, I would love us to harvest seal more. I think seal blubber is a wonderful medicine, and we should encourage more sharks and more seals to exist. And that's my opinion there. Okay, this one, more expensive. Guess what it is? It's another coat, Sandler Fur Shop. These could have been beautiful coats. I don't know. I'll have to do some research because if I ever make a prejudice, like my judgment of this company, I always make sure to always check up on it And I love being proved wrong. It's one of my favorite things ever. Or to find something new about someone, but I'll never come to there from a lie. So I'm not just going to say, oh, I'm sure this place is fine. Because these numbers are outrageous. And again, we're advertising raccoon coats. I haven't really seen that. I love fashion history. Love fashion history. So it explains so much too about trade and like what's in demand and like what materials are made of. And you got metals. It tells you about textiles, stones, even like biological products. If you pay attention to like hair and like, so fashion history can tell so much about what's actually going on, like politically, because that's usually like a social standard to have like the fashion that's like politically driven, I guess. So raccoon coats. Haven't seen them. I look forward to. Same actually, like a marlin collar. I don't know what a marlin collar is, and cuffs. Like just like the leather of that fish mammal, like the marlin. Yeah, the thing with the huge spear nose, that creature. Okay. Maybe. I hope they use the marlin. I don't know. Maybe they did. I do want to do more time on Duluth specific companies from this time and just in general, like Doherty Hardware, they're still here. So that's pretty cool. Had that long of a um, like of a presence and like consistency. They're selling aluminum roasters for Thanksgiving dinner in 1922. That's pretty cool because that became a huge thing. Okay, anyway, back to this place. Okay, the next one, more expensive. Beaver, common, good. That's like the thing that like it's like, oh, beaver pelts. That's how the French and the native in the area, like that's our common knowledge history. Northern, okay, compared to are people going southern for beaver? Beautiful skins. And that's all it says. All right. That's all. There's another computing company. It's called something French or not. Oh my God. Okay, so they also do a raccoon coat, competing price $160. This is EC Actau. They do not have anything $450. I'll say that. Blue Australian possum. What the fuck? Does some old gal still have all these coats in? This is only 1922, or her granddaughter. Where are these coats? Blue Australian possum. That one's the most expensive, $295. First one, black pony coat, possum trimmed. I like how this one seems super economic, like a possum. Like, yeah. So, and it's like, it's nice. It's not a fucking Hudson seal and a marlin. I'm just gonna remain judgmental. Marmot coat. I think that's another like vermin like one. American caracool coat. I think that's another like possum vermin type thing. Taupe wallaby coat. It's funny to have like the Australian or wallabies, Australian or New Zealand. Don't know. I think so. American possum coat. So that's like $95. The others are in between. Raccoon coat. So, okay, sea line, beautifully trimmed, 187. I guess because it's waterproof and there's so much on the ships and stuff. Okay, that makes total sense. They're definitely eating the marlin then. Sorry, guys. She's protective of marlins. Then some combinations of those furs. They also do a Hudson seal with a, marten collar. A marten is a little like weasel type thing. Marten. Sorry. Looked like an owl. Okay. It's like, okay. Marten collar. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, why would you want a leather collar? Oh, marten collar. All right. I really want a good fur one of these seasons. Yeah, I'm sure. Build that back up, like I said. Well, I'm just having a sleepy day. It's snowing here. And there's this weird ad. Again, this is like the comedy at the time, like that G. Whittaker ad. I'm going to do one more because I don't know what to think of it. So I just want to leave it on that note. Jim Dumps asks in a friend to tea. Asked in a friend to tea. A vegetarian friend was he. Thus argued Jim, now I prefer to be a force-itarian, sir. I'm sure it is a better whim, because by force I'm Sunny Jim. Big, bold force. A good fad, a better food. Sweet, crisp flakes of wheat and malt. So have a good day.